More on Snap's future as a social media giant. Let's get it with two journalists who are following the space closely. Platformer, editor, CNBC contributor Casey Newton, big technology newsletter author, and CNBC contributor Alex Kantrowitz. Welcome, guys. Happy Friday. Casey, not too many months ago, Snap was saying, oh, we're fine with this ad targeting stuff. The iOS changes aren't going to affect us that much. This kind of like a weird second wave that's hit these companies. What does it mean?
Well, I think there's a second problem that Snap has here, right, which is that people are watching their friends' stories less and less. So the best place that Snap had to show you an ad was in between your friends' stories as you were sort of tapping through to see what, the people you know are up to. They're just not watching those anymore because so many people have moved to TikTok. So in addition to that ATT headwind, you have the fact that they have sort of less inventory to show, and it's really hurting them.
So, Alex, in a way, you'd think that wouldn't be so painful to have less inventory when there's fewer marketing dollars, that maybe they'd be able to command a price premium, but they can't. How long do you think this lasts?
Well, I think for Snap, it's going to last a long time. And for the next few years, we might be looking at this as the good old days for Snap, right? We're not even in a recession yet. Ad dollars are going to dry up even more than they are today. And I think this is a testament to Snap's inability to take advantage of a move by Apple that should have kneecapped its biggest competitor, Facebook, and given it this opportunity. And I think, Snap saying, okay, we don't know whether these changes will hurt us that much. That was a factor of Facebook ad dollars coming to the platform to try it out to see if it could replace it. Ultimately, it didn't deliver for advertisers, and that's why we're seeing the weakness now. And that's, very unfortunate for Snap and its business.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking back, Casey, to days where a lot of, ad executives said, look, their ad model, their ad infrastructure isn't up to par. But then that seemed to change. Much like Twitter, like they seemed, at least in the view of some, had gotten some of the kinks out. I just wonder whether that was enough. Also, the idea, remember the early days, Casey, where Evan would zig where others were zagging. They were camera focused. They were in L.A. I mean, I wonder how many of those things people will take as lessons.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really creative company that's done a lot of amazing innovation. It just hasn't done a great job of capturing the financial upside of those innovations. Something that I think is really concerning here is that this company had leaned really hard into e-commerce over the past couple of years. They were telling us endlessly about how augmented reality was the future of shopping. If you look at that app now, they're starting to strip some of that stuff out of it. They're just much less focused on it. And that seemed like another way they could diversify away from ads, and now it doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon.
Moving over to another social media giant, and that is Twitter, of course, down today on reports that the Biden administration is weighing a national security review of Elon Musk's $44 billion deal, in part due to his foreign investment team, which includes a Saudi prince and Qatar's sovereign wealth fund. Plus, Musk is reportedly planning on cutting as much as 75% of the staff if he were to take control. That's according to the Washington Post. Deal is set to close a week from today. The White House says they're not aware of any such review. Alex, although I do wonder, I mean, there is this lingering narrative that in some way, Elon is prodding the government to save him from a deal which people say he doesn't really want. Is that too fanciful?
I think it is a bit too fanciful. Now, Elon does, of course, have lots of connections in the U.S. government, right? SpaceX is a big government contractor, so, maybe you put two and two together and say Elon is calling in some favors to try to get himself, out of this deal. But I happen to think that a U.S. government review that would end up making this deal not close would be an extraordinary move. And, at this point, I wouldn't put anything past Musk. And, I wouldn't put any possibility out of reach in terms of what's going on in this deal. But that would absolutely floor me if that happened.